Welcome to the Retail Tech Podcast, where we talk about the full spectrum of technologies and implementation used in omnichannel and online retail. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter at retailtechpodcast.com, and we always look forward to your feedback. I'm speaking with Rafi Kretchmer from a company called Panaya today. How are you today, Rafi?
I'm very well, Darius.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. What is Panaya?
So Panaya is a SaaS cloud-based company that provides ERP organizations with the ability to implement changes in their ERP systems smoothly, regardless of the type of the change, ensuring that they go to production with zero defects, zero risk, and doing that by reducing the project time by 30 to 50%. We currently have over 2,000 customers worldwide with over 50 HANA migrations, more than 80 customers that standardized on our testing platform, and we've been acquired by Infosys last year.
Okay, great. Now, so when you talk about changes, you're talking about software changes?
We're talking about ERP changes that I would say can be split into various categories. The first one is technical changes like upgrades or EHP upgrades, migrations to HANA, as well as functional or business-driven changes such as rollouts or functional releases or consolidations of ERP systems. So all changes scopes are supported by the Panaya platform.
Okay, so let's go through a typical, like an example project of a retailer.
Yeah, so I would say that from a retailer perspective, one of the things that we see is that digital transformation is one of the major driving forces for the retail industry. And in this sense, specifically, the supply chain management activity becomes global in scope and more complex. And in this sense, even SAP mentions that this requires supply chain management functionality that automates business processes, as well as moving from linear sequential model to more agile, I would say, supply chain management capabilities. And this means today that, for example, ERP organization or organizations that are ERP-centric from a supply chain management are implementing changes in three very different domains, if you would like. One is upgrading their supply chain management to the latest enhancement pack, the latest EHP, which is a stay current approach. Next is ERP-centric organizations that are moving to the HANA database for real-time analytics capabilities for their supply chain management. That's the second kind of change. And the third one, which is more long-term proposition, is moving to S/4HANA for the logistics and business process changes. So I would say it's stay current changes as well as supporting the pace of business. And all of these changes can be managed by the Panaya platform.
So where does so I see that you have a cloud application. That's Cloud Quality. Is that the name of the product?
Right. Panaya Cloud Quality is the name of the product. By the way, it is used already by various retailers worldwide.
Okay. So where does this actually get installed in the enterprise architecture of the customer?
So because this is a cloud and SaaS-based, nothing is installed on customer premise. This is all based on the cloud. And as a matter of fact, in order to initiate a project, what the customer needs to do is spend less than 20 minutes to extract the ABAP code, upload it to the Panaya Cloud, and then within 48 hours, we provide a full analysis, impact analysis, scope, and test plan for the specific project. And then the onboarding process to implement the project is very easy, and then the customer is up and running with the Panaya Cloud Quality Suite solution.
Okay, so the Panaya Cloud or the cloud quality only works with the SAP and Oracle, and that's really what you're focused on, right?
Right. So we're focused on SAP across the various systems and modules. So it's supply chain management. It's of course ERP and ECC, HANA, HR, and the same goes for Oracle EBS across the various versions and modules.
Okay, so where do you see retailers using your services more? In what aspect of their ERP?
So we're seeing it in two aspects. One, as I mentioned earlier, to make sure that the SCM system, the supply chain management system, is up to date and is applying the latest changes and enhancements from the vendor. So this entails an upgrade, for example, in the SAP environment to EHP, which is a project on its own that Panaya provides support and reduces testing time and overall project time by 30 to 50%. Uh, this is one aspect. The second aspect, mainly related to SAP, again, is supply chain management move to the HANA database to allow more enhancements to the supply chain management activity itself, such as real-time data and integrated marketing and real-time analytics for the supply chain management. ERP organizations upgrade to HANA to benefit the supply chain management system. Panaya provides um, the ability to support those organizations in their migration to HANA. And as a matter of fact, we are one of the leading vendors providing over 50 HANA migrations already for various customers, including retailers.
Okay, so the merger or joining forces with Infosys must have really helped out in reaching out, getting the reach out, right?
Yeah, in this sense, I would say that the activity or the joining forces with Infosys definitely allows Panaya now to get access to more customers, more strategic customers or large enterprises, and leverage the Infosys brand and footprint within those retailers in order to provide the additional value.
Okay. What are some of the things that you're looking at, like are on the product roadmap for the next 12 months that you can share?
Yeah, so I would say in general that we are looking at three main or four main pillars to our roadmap. One is around is the SAP stream, and there the roadmap is mainly around extending the support to additional SAP systems and modules, as well as, and this is our main focus, and this is aligned with the SAP roadmap for support for S/4HANA and the various applications on top of that. That's one stream. The second stream is the Oracle stream, in which we are providing practical steps for customers today to move to the Oracle Cloud. And our roadmap in this context is augmenting and extending our support for customers migrating their ERP to the cloud, starting from the EBS upgrade all through a full cloud migration. Although the market indication is that this is going to be a hybrid model for the foreseen future. That's the second pillar. The third pillar is around our test management and testing solution, in which we are going to introduce some unique enhancements, and I would even dare to call it a paradigm shift in testing, mainly around automated regression testing, as well as support for business process level testing, mainly user acceptance testing, the UAT. So that's the third pillar of the roadmap. And the fourth one is around continuous improvements to our infrastructure from from the cloud perspective. So making the internal Panaya processes faster and even more efficient than today.
All right. So on the interesting point about moving the customers to the cloud, so that is a major project for many of the customers, and with Oracle's, for example, push to really become cloud-based, that probably is going to be a growth area for you.
Definitely. As a matter of fact, we've just returned from Oracle Open World, where we've seen a huge interest from the Oracle customer base around the Panaya offering, and I would divide it into two. One is the understanding, as I mentioned earlier, and this was also evident as part of the Larry Ellison keynote, that the cloud proposition is long-term. And at this point, most of the customers are planning their cloud migration, and this is going to be a phased or a step-by-step approach. And today, customers are looking for some practical steps that they can take today in order to be ready for the cloud. One of the things is mapping of all the customized code, which its support on the cloud is somewhat complex. Second, for example, is upgrading to the latest EBS 12.x version in order to bring forward cloud readiness, because version 12 already provides some capabilities that are available on the cloud. And there are 2 or 3 additional steps that they can take today. So this is one aspect. The second aspect, as I mentioned, as part of the roadmap discussion, is how we will enable customers to make the impact analysis and testing and managing the overall migration to the cloud when it comes. Here again, there are various steps to that. Some customers are taking the infrastructure as a service approach, starting with just moving the same Oracle application to a cloud infrastructure and only then moving to cloud-based applications. So some of that is supported today, some of that is part of our roadmap moving forward. But definitely it is a huge area of interest for our customers.
Right. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. I think there is definitely, I mean, as it's obvious by your customers and the joining forces with Infosys, this is not probably the sexiest area of the whole picture, but it is a very time-consuming and actually resource-intensive site. So you're definitely helping clients, get some real ROI from using your services, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. I would just make an end statement in this context concerning what you just mentioned. I think that organizations that are looking at digital transformation as their core business strategy will have to make sure that their ERP infrastructure can keep up with the pace of business. And in order to do that, they'll have to make ERP more agile and more ready to support this increasing pace of business requirements coming from the business. And this is very much evident in the retail domain. As such, although not as sexy as you mentioned, definitely critical from a business continuity perspective and the ability to ensure fast time to market for new propositions. And our role in Panaya is making sure that the ERP environment becomes more agile, implementing the stay current approach for being on the latest versions of the ERP vendors, as well as enabling fast time to market through accelerated testing and supporting these fast pace of changes introduced to the ERP systems and making ERP agile. That's the main mission from a Panaya perspective.
Okay, great. Well, we'll leave it at that. Good point. Making ERP agile, and some food for thought for everybody that's listening. Great. Thank you very much, Rafi. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and look forward to seeing future updates from Panaya.
Thank you very much, Darius. Happy to share additional information as required.
Have a great day.
Thank you.